Hello boys and girls, welcome to iBasiac, welcome to another, can you believe it, another unboxing for you. A vintage-ish vacuum cleaner with Hoover on the box and Hoover on the product, but I have a sneaky feeling that this particular wet and dry vacuum I'm about to reveal to you is in fact made by a company called Karcher. There's a lot of similarities. Do you want to see it? It's here, look. This is it. This arrived today from those good people at eBay. Well, not eBay, but some woman selling on eBay was selling this 1400 watt Hoover Aqua 15 wet and dry vac. It's supposed to be brand new, unused. Dating from I don't know when. I used to have one of these back in the day before my vacuum cull, and when this came up on eBay I thought, oh well, I'll have a bit of that. It was quite a high price, a high starting price. Nobody else was interested in it. Well, I think it was £35 she started it at. I placed a bid, I was the only bidder, and of course I won it, so here it is. So let's get this machine opened and see if it really is unused. Okie dokie, let's have a look at this Hoover Aqua 15, made in the EC, European Community. It's royal blue. Now I believe Hoover did another one, or at least Karcher I believe made this. You could get one, I don't know if it's called Aqua 30, but I know you could get a larger version of this as well. As far as I can recall, the Aqua 15 was the sort of the bottom of the range. Would have been nice to actually see a 3-in-1 in this style. I think this dates from the time when the Hoover Jet and Wash was available. The first generation of Jet and Wash. Again, another vacuum I had and sold. Alright, let's have a look and we'll see if we've got any clues. I don't know if it's quite unused. It's a little bit grubby. Yes, well, possibly. It's got a bit of dust on it. That's your first extension tube out of the box. To be followed by the second one. Again, it's grubby, but looking inside, it's dust, but it's, I think that's sort of storage dust. Well, I'll soon know. There's no pulling the wool over my eyes when it comes to vacuums. Quite a short hose. I will give the hose a sniff. Well, it smells a bit musty and a bit cigarette-y, but I'm not sure. I think that's only about 1.5 metre length. Just got a straight handle, and I'm not sure if we'll get a curved piece. I don't think we do actually. It's quite basic, this machine, and it's a push fit end that goes into the cleaner, and there's a little catch there to release it. I don't think there's many tools in here. I know you get a crevice. I think you get an all-purpose nozzle. You certainly get a carpet and floor nozzle. Don't think you get a dusting tool. Well, that's the top come off. Right, does look unused. Oh, that's nice. Well, it's plastic, but again it's a little bit scuffed and nothing that a bit of a wipe and a polish won't sort. It's nice to have the Hoover branding on that. But it's all plastic, no metal base plate. Even though this is designed only for dry pickup, this particular nozzle, I seem to remember. But being all plastic, I suppose you could risk picking up water with it, but you really shouldn't. But I know some people do things against the instruction book. That's quite a big squeegee at the back. No litter pickers, just you've got two sort of textured bits either side of the air inlet. Does feel a bit cheap, to be honest. You've got a brush at the front and two little brushes at the side, and you've got the side suction channels. So there we go. Any Now there's no markings on it to say it's Karcher or made in Germany or anything. Can't see any anyway. Ah, what's that? No, nothing. So that's the main carpet and floor nozzle for dry use. We have a dust bag. Ah, let's have a look. It's quite a big one, isn't it? Ah, so it fits. Oh, it says 15. It's a 15 litre capacity. This is Hoover bag code H33. Looking in the bag. No, not a speck of dirt inside there. It's got a little bit of a membrane to help seal it when it's in the machine, and you've got a little cardboard flap that comes over when you need to dispose of the dirt, which would be quite a long time because that is a big bag, isn't it? It's a big bag. It says 15 litre. I don't know if that means it is a 15 litre bag or if that's a wet capacity. Anyway, it's environmentally friendly, unbleached paper. It's a high filtration bag recommended for sufferers from asthma, dust, associated allergies or discomfort. In fact, all those who value clean air. But that rings bells for me. Karcher. I'm sure there's a Karcher. I'm sure actually there's a current Karcher model, yellow model, that is quite similar to this Hoover one, that probably takes these bags. I was a little bit perturbed by the noise when my neighbour took in 3 parcels for me today, embarrassingly. He's never actually... Oh, there's a tiny piece of blue plastic. That's something I never like to see. Oh, let's hope that doesn't show anywhere. And there's also some poor little daddy longlegs has given up his life and decided to die inside this box. That piece of paper will be my invoice, so there's no need to look at that, folks. Here's the instruction manual. Oh, even the manual screams to me Karcher. It's got some addresses on the back. So there's the bigger version. That must be... I never actually saw that. I don't know where I bought my original one. There's the larger one. Quite a stylish little wet and dry. What I remember of it is it has a very short mains cord. I'm just seeing, all I can see is a crevice tool. Again, it's a little bit dusty, but it's not dust from use. Again, bit of water and a little bit of polish. We'll sort that out. I have a little bit of assembly to do. I'm just seeing, got some instructions. As you can see, they're showing its German origins. That's a German plug there. So that's another clue as to the... Oh, is that showing it picking up? Perhaps you can use it for wet. That's why it's probably not got a metal base plate. It looks like, there's the main carpet and floor nozzle. To me, that looks like it's showing it picking up liquid. Yeah, I think you can pick up liquid with it. It's pretty poor instructions. Oh, it's got a little tool caddy. Holds the tools at the back. I'm just trying to find out what tools come with. Oh, it's showing all sorts of different tools here that aren't included. And I was thinking it might say Karcher on it somewhere. I can't actually see which tools I'm supposed to get. I don't know if I was supposed to have a small nozzle too. I expect the 32mm diameter tools. It's not really showing anything on the box. I'll have to dig out some old... I don't know if I've actually... I think I have, yes. I think I've got a brochure featuring this. So it's a little bit of assembly required. 2 wheels that need to be put on at the back. 2 swivel casters. There's a little date wheel on this wheel. A date wheel on the wheel, let's have a look at it if I can see it with my old eyes. It says, ooh, hecky thump, 00, does that mean 2000? Well, it's pointing to number 2 and it says 00, so perhaps this wheel anyway was made in February 2000. Whew. Well, it's over 15 years old. Again, it's a little bit scuffed at the bottom, but, you know, oh, no, that's okay. As long as it's intact. There we go, Hoover Aqua 15, 1400 watts. Ah, there's a date stamp in here too. But this is a grid type. Instead of the wheel, it's one of those grid ones. Any of you familiar with vacuum cleaner markings? It's like I'm an antique dealer looking for the markings on the bottom of some valuable vase. Well, it's not a valuable vase. Hello? I can't see that at all. I really can't see it. There's loads of markings on that. I think the wheel just pushes on. It's a very small little wet and dry, this. Unlike some of them, you know, some of them are really sort of industrial looking and heavy. This possibly would be fairly convenient to use for dry use, although the tools supplied aren't very good. I don't really want to force that on. I'm sure that you do push that on. Hang on. Oh, I haven't looked at the motor yet, have I? Saving that till the end. I'm sure you just push it on. Well, it just shows you pushing them on. I think though, once they're on, I don't know if I'll get them off. It should still go in the box, because obviously once I've shown you this and possibly done a demo, it's not going to stay out of the box. I don't have the space to keep all these vacuums, you know, out of the box. What I'm going to do is, oh, well, I was going to do that off camera. I managed to get it on. It's all a little bit plastic. Plastic on plastic. Well, that takes a bit of strength, does that? I think that's going to as well, putting the casters on. I'm going to have to put my weight onto that. There we go. I don't know if that's properly in, but it'll do for the purpose of the video. Well, no, that's going to have to go in a bit more than that. There we are. Try pushing it a bit more in, I think. Is that in? Oh, I don't think it is. A bit of lubrication might have... Well, I think that's in enough anyway. There we go. So that's the base. Here's the motor unit. It looks... Oh, God. Yep. You know, whether this has happened, I don't know if this has happened during transit. I wouldn't have thought so. I'm not happy about that. I'll be complaining. I'm not paying £35 for that. I'll be sending a photo of that to the... I was going to call her a name then. You see, if that has happened during transit, this is the seller's fault, because it was rattling about in the box. If it was like that when it was put in the box, then it's also the seller's fault. Whatever way, it's the seller's fault. I will go on. You see, it's all scuffed up. Somebody who just wants this to use, that's fine for them, I expect. But I'm not happy about that at all. That looks rather grubby. I'll be sending a photo of this, but that is not good at all. Or I would need to get, I mean, it's relatively new. I might, it's a big might, I might be able to get a new hood. So I will have a look at the price of that. I would like to keep it because these don't turn up often. not new anyway. Obviously it's damaged, and if we can quite see there, we see there, that's there, you can quite clearly see that it's broken. Yet another broken vacuum, see. But these are the risks you take, you see. That's got a little open thing that pulls off. That's the, I think you can use that wet and dry. I'm assuming I'll be able to get another one of those. The little float is inside here. You can hear it moving up and down. So a disappointment yet again, but what can you do? I've recently, at the time of making this video, I've recently opened a couple of lovely SIBOs, and of course they were factory fresh ones. But you do take the risk, I'm afraid, when you're buying on eBay. You take the risk that the seller may not be genuine. You take the risk that the item is damaged in the post, or it already was damaged and the seller thought, oh, they won't mention it, perhaps the buyer won't notice. That's how the bag fits in. Can you see there's two holes in the collar here and two little pegs that stick up to position the bag. And I'm assuming, of course, you just leave the filter in place. Goes on the top. This tube here, that goes into the bag directly and seals around the bag, or the little seal. So, I don't know if that even clicks into place actually, but with the damage. Oh yes, there. Just need to. Well, it's. I think it'll work, but that isn't the point. You see, when you buy things, you want them to be as described. I'm not really sure how anyone can fail to see that there's damage. I'll take a photo of it and see what happens. I can leave negative feedback. I very rarely do. Sometimes though it is warranted. But yes, it's a very short, very short cord. Ridiculously short cord. Not sure how short that is, but it's crikey. And he seems like about, I say that's 1 metre. It doesn't seem to be much, certainly no more than 4 metres, possibly even less than 4 metre cord. Ridiculous. There's the carry handle. Here's the rating sticker on the back. It says Hoover, but it's not Hoover. It's a diddy little thing, I think. It wasn't damaged. Curses. That fits into the top. You see, apart from the broken parts, it's just scuffed here and scratched here. Anyway, that seller will rue the day she's sold to me. What can you do? What can you do? You've got to be philosophical. There are worse things that could have happened in my life, and has happened. So, you know, there's a noise going on outside. Can't be another delivery. As I was saying, yes, my neighbour took in 3 parcels for me today. He's taken in several vacuum cleaners and carpet washers and things. It's a bit embarrassing. I try and order stuff so I'm at home, you know, when they arrive. So this had arrived. Also a SIBO had arrived. Another K1. I bought 2 of them because they were that cheap. The other parcel though was dog food, so you know that's not my fault. I didn't order that. So here it is. Oh, here's the on-off switch. Little sort of rocker type, but not. Surprisingly though, there is no. Normally you would expect to see a little splash-proof cover on there. So if you've got wet hands or any water gets splashed on, which might happen with a wet and dry vac, there's no protection there. But it must have passed all the. It's double insulated. So there we have it. Okay, let me find a suitable socket. Oh, here at the back that is where we can store the 2 extension tubes. I think they go in this way, like that. See, it sort of fits on there. You can put the other one on with the other crevice, with the crevice tool attached. Don't think there's any other tools. Can't remember. I'll have to check back on the listing to see what was pictured. But I'm certainly not going to let the settler get away with that damage. As I said, if it had been damaged in transit, again it's the seller's fault. When you're sending stuff with the post, you need to make sure it doesn't move in the box. Because these courier people and the Royal Mail, they're not bothered, it's not their items, so you do get things handled quite roughly. Whenever I've ever sold anything on eBay, I've packed it with the knowledge that the package is probably going to be kicked around, dropped from a great height, and I've not had anything damaged because of that. So let me just unplug this doobie. Let's make sure it's in the off position. That's the off position. Well, let's hope it works anyway. I don't really want to use it at this stage. Quite noisy, really. I thought it was quieter than that. So quite noisy, mediocre as far as suction goes. Not sure. I thought this had a blowing facility, but I don't think it does actually. No, it doesn't blow. It's just a sucker, not a blower. Right, that's it. That's the Hoover Aqua 1400 wet and dry vacuum cleaner, which I'm pretty sure is made by Karcher, because Karcher do very similar machine to this now. With any luck, being a Karcher sourced product, maybe they keep the parts longer. I don't know. If I can get a top hood for this, I wouldn't think it'd be much more than £10. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping it's not going to cost any more than the vacuum cost. Obviously though, I'm going to ask for the seller to pay for that. I'll see what happens, you know. I'm normally quite polite with the sellers of various things that I buy, so if there's anything wrong, but that, it works, and for most people, they probably, if they were just buying this to use, they'd think, oh well, it works, you know. But I'm not most people, as you well know, folks. Now, I'm a little bit strange when it comes to vacuums. A little bit odd, but aren't we all? We all have different interests, don't we? If you've watched this video right to the end, you must be quite interested in vacuum cleaners yourself. Thanks for watching anyway. You might see this again, might do a demo of it. We'll see what happens when I contact the seller, which I'll do very, very soon. So until next time, please subscribe, of course, if you don't already, and you'll be updated every time I upload a new floor care video. Also check my back catalogue, hundreds of videos there on different vacuum cleaners, carpet washers, floor washers, etc. Old TV ads and a few other TV programs that feature the humble vacuum cleaner. So until the next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.